back to the garage shop. We're in here doing something a little different. We're not working on Kenzie today. She just happened to enjoying a nice 65 or 64 degree inside temperature when the outside's 45.5 degrees right now. She's just hanging out here. It's been a little cold, so I haven't finished taking the Z28 parts car apart. So it's still sitting out there the way it was the last video. I've been a little in the weather too. I was sick for a few days too. Took a few days off and whatnot. So we're back in the shop doing some work here. This is for the 80 Trans Am. We're going to do some prep work for a mock-up motor and transmission. Motor and transmission will probably be what's going to be in the car in the finished product, but obviously they'll come back out and I'll clean them all up and everything. But the transmission I'm using the 6-liter and the 4L80 out of that 03 Silverado that I parted out. This is what was wrong with the 03 Silverado. Had a bad transmission. That converter, I'm pretty sure that converter is junk. It's not going back on there anyways. My goal is for tonight is I want to disassemble the 4L80, take inventory on what we'll need to rebuild it, if this is a savable core anyways. That black transmission fluid is not a good sign, but that doesn't mean the hard parts aren't good inside of it, or they could be all welded together too. It just kind of depends. We'll see. But anyways, it is going to be a good core and mock-up transmission for what I'm going to do. I did purchase a two-wheel drive output shaft and tail housing. They're not too expensive to get off eBay. And if this is a good core, I will go ahead and put the Relectra ring on the output turbine so it can read there. And we'll put all the other stuff and convert it to two-wheel drive and make it a two-wheel drive 4L80 along with a rebuild, because it's going to be. I'm going to try to rebuild this myself at some point, and we'll see how that goes. It might be a complete utter failure, might be a success, who knows. But yeah, it definitely needs some work. Basically, I'm letting just a bunch of fluid drain out. That was what was just in it from setting. We're going to go ahead and try to make it not a huge mess here on the floor in the shop. I have my drip pan for putting the parts in. This is the same drip pan I used on the 4L60 when I changed the output shaft on it. Didn't have this nice stand when I did the 4L60. It would have been really nice to have that, but I have this now, so we can go ahead and pull this bad boy, flip it over. Should be able to flip it over and hope clear the bench. Yeah, maybe. And yeah, this is exactly how it came out the truck. So gotta go ahead and I'll pull the cooler lines out. They're gonna get replaced with AN fittings. This is a 03 obviously, so it's the rear lubed 4L80, so it's the better transmission. It's obviously LS bolt pattern. It was supposed to be behind the 6-liter, so yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and remove some of the stuff that we don't need on it off of it, just to get it out of here. And we're gonna go ahead and pull some of that stuff off. And I'm gonna try to set up a time. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. I'm gonna try to get some footage of taking this bad boy apart, and you guys can go through and see all of the lovely, probably catastrophic failure that this thing received. It still did move under its own power. It just took a long time for I'm pretty sure the torque converter to engage, or she was just slipping really bad. But first things though, I noticed this oil pan is dented pretty heftily there. You guys probably can't see it as bad as the video as I can see it in person, but it's dented in pretty good. That probably picked up a lot of that from that pickup on that filter and probably caused this to have a little oil starvation, and that's probably, we'll find a lot of hot, heated, destroyed stuff in it. So anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and start tearing this bad boy down, and we'll see what we find. $17 bolts on this pan, 10mm socket. Take the head off, and go ahead and buzz them all off. Prepared to see how nasty this thing is. Okay, broke the seal. I already tell you about how thin this seal is. I don't think it's the factory seal, but it might be. Just see when I flip it over. Ooh, dump a bunch of poop in there. Oh yeah, that's nice. Look at that. Look at all that crud. And that's exactly what happened to this transmission. as you guys can see in there, I don't know if you can, I haven't done much crap on the transmission, but it don't really matter. You see that circle right there? That's pressed right up against that filter. Right here. And that started this transmission oil. So the odds are this transmission will not be in real cherry shape. So that's unfortunate. And this does look like a factory pan gasket. We'll go ahead and pull this pump out. And yeah, get this pump pulled out here. I'm gonna go ahead and flip it up on its end and make another mess. Not like having already. Okay, so I got it flipped up on this way. I don't really have a good way to point the camera down there on you guys. I put you guys in the vise earlier, pointed you down the valve body, and made getting the valve body pretty nice, but I don't really have nothing to hook to. I could dig out a bunch of my camera stuff, but really all I'm gonna do is take all these bolts out and then put some pressure up underneath the pump and pop it loose and then pull the pump out. Obviously the seal has been leaking, so you know, that's always good. So we'll go ahead and pop that out and I'll be back in 1 second. All right, so I busted out some more of my camera gear and got you guys clamped to my bell housing so you can kind of watch as I pull all this stuff apart in here. I'm gonna go ahead and buzz the snap ring off to get the overdrives, clutches, and stuff out of there. Okay guys, I washed up a bit, busted out my ATSG manual, and I looked over a little bit and got something to drink. So I'm gonna go ahead and dig out the two-wheel drive tail, or not tail shaft, but the output shaft. Put that on there. Look at this assembly over here, the output assembly. That steel's been hot. You can see the heat in it. Heat marks in it. Yeah, that steel's been hot. The frictions, but yeah, the clutches are gone. I can tell that without even taking them apart. Toasty. Oh yeah, the wave plate. Actually, that's not a wave plate. That's a smoked clutch. Yeah, they're all like that. Oh yeah, yeah, they're all smoked. These are bad. These are bad clutches, boys, girls. Bad, bad, bad. This is the direct clutch drive right here. Other than been extremely hot, it doesn't look bad. Like I said, this unit was severely starved for oil. Was its issue. I want a flat screwdriver. Once you start getting these out, you know, pretty easily. There's that. Oh boy. Yeah. Good stuff. Yeah, yeah. Other than needing some severe cleaning. I think this assembly, the whole direct clutch, could probably be replaced. Yeah, just because these sealing rings have worn into it. Yeah, them clutches are just fried. I'm not even gonna tear them apart. Mainly because I literally know how they all look. A lot of times lapse, a lot of stuff cut out. I think there's like 4 or 5 hours of footage there. Actually, a little over 4 hours of footage there. And, well, you guys seen what it looked like on the inside. I ended up keeping the forward clutches out because these are literally so warped. As you can see, that one doesn't, they don't even set flat anymore. They are so warped and just mangled that I cannot get them, I couldn't get them to line up. I couldn't get all the teeth to line up, and I couldn't get the input drum in. But the forward and the direct clutches look pretty much the same way. I will have to get a new input shaft, and there's a couple hard parts I need to get in the whole system. I could get the cooler lines out of the adapters just to get the cooler lines out of my way. Put some plugs in there. Probably not going to be putting the tail housing back, or the torque converter back in the transmission for right now. The pump was, I don't have a pump band, so I pretty much left the bolts hand tight in the back, so when I put it in there, it self-aligned itself, so I could just snug them bolts just to put the pump in there, just kind of keep the transmission kind of sealed up. But yeah, I did that. I'll have to get all that stuff in the compressor when I tear it apart. There'll probably be some more parts that'll need to be tore apart when I actually rebuild it, but I won't be rebuilding it for a while. I'm probably going to take the wiring, this thing off there. I didn't take the speed sensors out or anything. I'll have to order the reluctor wheel and a speed sensor. A reluctor wheel and a speed sensor. The little piece that goes in here, the orifice that helps feed the rear bushing. So yes, I'll need to get that stuff. But yeah, it went pretty good. Learned a lot. Just kind of, I'm happy I got to familiarize myself with the insides of one of these. So I feel a little more comfortable. And when it comes to the time of rebuilding it, I'll feel a little more comfortable to do it. So I'm disgusting. I stink of burnt up automatic transmission. And I have some rags and stuff in here. I have rags I need to wash over there. So I think I'm just going to do these clothes with a bunch of shop rags. And I might just leave the transmission hang here on the stand. And then eventually it'll be behind the 6-liter. And then we can test fit it. I did get motor mounts. Yeah, it's right here. These are a set of slider F-body and G-body mounts, or motor mounts. I have to get a transmission rubber mount, and then I probably will end up getting 2 new Chevy small block style clamshell mounts for this motor. So I'll have it'll have new motor mounts holding the motor in for the time being, so I can get everything kind of figured out where I want the computer and all that stuff. I'm thinking of holleying it, putting the Terminator on it. I really am considered doing that. So we will see what happens. That stuff will probably get all bought and put in before the car is, before the transmission gets redone, just to get everything mocked up, because then I'll blow everything apart, paint it, fix all the rust and stuff, then paint it, and we can put it all back together. I mean, the engine will probably start in the car. Probably get my tank, fuel pump, all that stuff, and the engine will probably start in the car. So, or if I just decide to rat rod it and not even really worry about that, just make something that's fun to drive, I may order the stuff to rebuild this transmission and rebuild it relatively quick. I don't know yet. We'll see. But, yeah. Anyways, guys, it's late. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Actually, I'm going to look up some parts. I may go in the house and look up some parts. And, yeah. Get these rags and stuff in the wash. So, yeah. Catch you guys in the next one. I need to get this edited, but that's going to be a little bit. So, yeah. We'll catch you guys in the next one.